All right. So the last story that we all told you that we were about to leave Transformation Church, to obey what God had said, which is drive in the direction that you go until He says stop.
Hmm?
We all told you how we felt about that. Um,
We had just left Transformation Church.
so we got in the car. How long did we drive for?
About an hour and a half.
To get to Independence, Kansas, because that was where we had on our hearts to go, even though the friend that we were trying to get in contact with at that point to let them know that we were coming and see if they were up to seeing us in Kansas
So many words.
hadn't. We hadn't been able to get in contact with them.
Hmm.
And so we get to Kansas and land in the middle of town,
Hmm.
right beside the museum. And then it's kind of like, okay, that's where the trip stops. God, what do we do next? No, I'm already getting irritated. Um, at that point and anxious because I'm thinking, God, are you really going to like? I'm ready to go back. There's no reason to be here, etc. And so when we prayed, what did God tell you? You remember?
Walk around.
Said, have some fun, chill. And I was just like, you bring us all of this way to come tell us chill? You got to be kidding me.
She didn't say that part out loud.
I did not say that part out loud, but
Mm-mm.
that was what I was thinking. Right? But we get out of the car and we walk around and we eventually, it was a lovely town. It was pretty deserted because it was Sunday and a lot
Hmm.
of the stores were closed up and
It's
everything.
a small town.
Yeah. But we ended up at the Walgreens because I needed to pee and you had this lovely conversation
Heather.
with Heather. Hi, Heather. Heather's interesting. Right? And one of the questions you asked her was, okay, what are some of the places around here that persons can go to? And one of the places she mentioned was a zoo, which was when we were coming, it stuck something for me because when she mentioned it, I was reminded of when we were coming into town, I saw it and I got excited, like, oh my God, the zoo. Because I like going to the zoo. And so we decided, you know what? Let's go have some fun. Let's go to the zoo. And so we left the Walgreens
Hmm.
and we went to the zoo. It was a free zoo. Not only was it a free zoo, they have a lovely, lovely, lovely park
Hmm.
around it. What else stuck out to you?
Mm. There was a war memorial.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
There was a train memorial. That one wasn't about dead people. It was about dead trains. Uh, there was a tiny little train that you could ride around on. There was a hand painted carousel, and there's an aquatic park. Like, it's a lot. This is a town of 8,400 people, and they've got a zoo and an aquatic park and all this stuff.
As well with a bear.
Yeah, bears and lions and monkeys and emus and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but
So
uh
we saw all of that and really just relaxed and enjoyed ourselves and met Crystal. Hi, Crystal. And Crystal, she told us a bit about the history, just really passionate about the place. And then when we were hanging out over by the zoo later, after we left the train area where we met her and went over to the zoo area, um, she brought us cotton candy for free.
yeah,
So that took care of the bad mood I was in.
and that did not take the care of the bad mood I was in because in all of this that is happening, and I think this is a lesson for us here because
Apparently, her bad mood was not sugar based.
it wasn't. It was
Hmm.
I was worried about where we were going to sleep that night.
Yeah,
Um,
we had no feeling that we were supposed to stay in Independence that night. We didn't know where we were supposed to go from there.
God hadn't told us.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was worried about what we were gonna say that night. It was a blessing. Like God took us to the freaking zoo, guys, where we didn't have to pay a dime and told us to chill and relax ourselves and even gave us free cotton candy.
Hmm.
And I was so stuck in my head trying to control things. Like,
Mm.
oh my God, to figure out the next step. Oh, maybe we're supposed to be going back to Tulsa because Transformation Church was having like a family dinner. I was like, hey, free food. You don't have to spend the money. And so I did not.
We were stuck in the old idea of stewardship, of what did that
Oh,
mean, because we're trying very hard to be good stewards, and I think the operative element here is trying very hard, and that's not what this phase of our journey has been about. Trying very hard. It's been about God's fatherhood and His good fatherness with us.
and I want to also say that sometimes stewardship, the biggest height of stewardship is obeying what God
It
says
really is.
around your resources. It's not what you think it should be. It's not what looks good on sometimes look good on paper. It's however God says you should use this thing,
Yeah.
right? And
That's been a huge deal for us this time around on this leg is the idea that it may not look efficient to us. It may not look effective to us. We may have no idea how it fits into the overall puzzle, but truly trusting that his ways are higher than ours, trusting him is the only way that we can really obey him in spirit and in truth. And
yeah,
so he's been teaching us that the the love of obedience and the obedience that love brings. And so how to love him better by loving us first. That's what's engraved on Chanel's engagement gift. The puzzle globe is 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. And he's been showing us his love in so many different ways that we hadn't yet really experienced before. And so we didn't know how to be loved in these ways, and he needed to show us how to be loved like this.
yeah. I like, and for me, there's the part of as well, like knowing him in the role as a good father. Like it's a phrase that I've been a Christian since I was 15. Um, and I thought I had an understanding of it. And I mean, this trip, this journey that we're on has really, really opened my eyes to, hey, a good father can literally take you to a place and tell you to have fun without there being any agenda to it beyond, my child, I love you. Go have fun and have fun on me. You don't even have to pay anything to your credit card
Yeah.
to this. I found a free zoo that I took you to. I make somebody give you free cotton candy,
Hmm.
etc. And it's not nothing that I have to do
Yeah.
to make it happen, because for me that's a big part of the thing for me for years. It's the doing, and I'm
Yeah.
the one who I can depend on. I have to do I have to the control of me having to do something that it makes it something happen. I have to be figuring out the 50 million steps um that needs to be done to make that thing come to pass. And so that's an element of God, a quality of God's nature that I have been learning
Yeah.
and grappling with
Hmm.
as I realize I have to decrease so that his expansiveness in my life can increase.
Yeah.
And so forth. And so we did the zoo and everything, and then we sat in that car like, all right, God.
We looked at Airbnbs.
Wait, before we get to the Airbnbs, because this was when he said to us, I'm already thinking, let's go back to Tulsa, and then we stopped to pray.
Yeah.
And we stopped to pray. He's like, yep, you're meant to be staying here for
Yeah.
a couple days. I'm like, but what do we have here? I mean, we haven't heard from our friend. I was hoping that our friend would have contacted us, like seen the
Hmm.
messages and contacted us by now. We haven't heard from him. But he said, okay, you're meant to stay here until Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday because this is a
I
Sunday.
was just excited by the idea that maybe hotels and Airbnbs would be cheaper in a small town than in Tulsa. No,
It wasn't.
they aren't. Yeah.
And so we looked at Airbnbs and we found the Super 8.
We looked at Airbnbs and we found
Oh,
all the Airbnb
expensive. And there's that.
we looked at Airbnbs and found all the mistake listings.
Oh,
All the Airbnb listings in Independence are when people put in United States as the address and never finish the listing, or they mess up the listing with no address. And this is Airbnb's geographical center of the US. So none of the Airbnb listings on like in Independence are actually real. They're all mistake listings. Almost all of them. There's three. There's three real ones as far as I can tell. Literally
and
three,
they're expensive
and
too.
they're expensive.
Because we
Yeah.
asked Crystal, like, oh, do you know anybody who's running an Airbnb
All
here?
right.
And she sent us to this guy, and it was like, whoa,
It looks like a great property,
it
is what she meant
does.
to say.
Yeah, it was
So,
beautiful
yes.
and
So,
outside of our budget.
um, but not really that expensive. It was just outside of our budget. So, um, we um, we ended up with a hotel, and it was easy.
We got to the hotel, did it for the 2 day, for until the Tuesday,
Hmm.
and then we settled in. I guess not knowing.
Yeah.
And of course I'm antsy because I'm like, God, why are we here? Um, I can't see the. Like, I'm antsy.
Okay. So, the hardest part for me was I can't get any work done while we're moving around every 2 days because all of my time and energy is going into where's the next place.
Mhm.
And God's been teaching me a lot about seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things, food and covering, will be added to you, will be given to you. That's been a
Mhm.
big verse for me the last couple of years, a big passage. And he's really hit us with that again. Um, give us this day our daily bread,
Don't worry
not give
about.
us this tomorrow our tomorrowly bread.
Yeah, he's
It's big.
told us a lot. Like, don't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so we settled in at the hotel.
Our
Um,
friend got back to us
our friend got back to us the
and said,
following day.
let's meet for lunch the next day. No, he got to back to us about the following day, right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got. Yeah.
So, and then, so we met him for dinner, and
Man, that's a story on its own. It's
okay,
it's
I'm at 17% battery, so we're going to talk fast for the rest of this. We met him for dinner, and he gave us a powerful word. I mean, for each of us.
for each of us.
And with that word, um, we were also, God had showed Shaniel previously that we were meant to see him, but we weren't meant to stay overnight with him and his wife or anything like that. Um, he had told us he was headed out to Arizona, which I knew was our next place. And so I was wondering, maybe we're supposed to road trip together? And God showed us, nope,
No.
that's not it either. Instead, God sent us right back to Tulsa.
Wait, but before we even go back to Tulsa, um, let's
Okay,
talk about the word that your friend gave us. We don't have to get into the details of it, but
okay.
imagine God giving, like, God told me about the pink flamingo in 2021, and yet God gave that friend,
Jody.
Jody, um, something for me in pink flamingo related in 2020, and he didn't know why he had it. He just knew he could not give it away right?
He's given away all the other rocking horses, but not that one.
Yeah, so I have Harvey the pink flamingo from 2020 waiting for me. God knew he would send us to
Yeah,
Julie in 2020.
yeah. And pink flamingos, every time God wants to show Shaniel she's on the right track, not every time, but many times, when he wants to give her reassurance and just, hey, daughter, I've got you, he'll show her a pink flamingo that's connected with something that he's already told us to do. So there'll be a pink flamingo in the backyard of our Airbnb,
Oh yeah.
or pink flamingo stickers in the window of the
Mm-hmm.
zoo concession stand,
Ah, yeah.
or
That's all
whatever,
over.
just all over. And so pink flamingos are not nearly as common here in Kansas as they are in Florida
And
as a
yes,
theme.
I
And
have seen 3 or 4 pink flamingos as we're driving around.
yeah, yeah. So um, God gave both of us words, and He showed us. Jody said, "Ah, okay, you're who it's for," and He titled the flamingo rocking horse over to Chaniel.
Mm-hmm. It's not mine.
We told him as long as we don't have to carry it with us on our travels because we don't have room for it. But uh, that's Chaniel's pink flamingo now.
Yeah, waiting for me since 2020 when
Yeah,
God didn't even tell me about the stuff till 2021. I can't get over that. I really can't.
God has prepared the way for us and shown us over and over and over, and He's told us that this journey that He sent us on is not because of something we did right or wrong. It's because of what He's doing. This is about His sovereignty, not about our competence or our abilities. This
Mm-hmm.
is what He's doing in us, identity wise, as His children, not skill wise, as His trainees. Of
Yeah.
course, we're going to increase our skills and train, but this is about showing us who we are.
And there's this piece as well as, good works, because that's another piece of inheritance from my upbringing in Christianity that comes with it. Like we're on this and we're immediate. My mind immediately goes to, all right, God, who are we? Who are you gonna use us to bless? Who are you gonna use
Mm,
us to do
yeah,
something amazing with, etc. And that was something he said to us in Tulsa. He said to me in Tulsa, like, honey, this isn't about others. Sure, I'll use it to bless other people, but do not miss that this is primarily about you and what I am doing in you and how I'm renewing, opening up your eyes around what relationship with me can look like and who you are to me.
yeah. It was quite humbling,
So,
not being able to do something to make it worth God's time. It just is worth God's time because He is who He is, and He's decided to do this because He loves us,
yeah.
because of who we are, because of who He's made us to be. Every good thing comes from Christ. So the next day we packed up and went back to Tulsa and melted down around the rental car. That was me, not her.
Yeah.
She didn't melt down.
So,
She had other meltdowns, but we'll tell you about my meltdown next time once I have battery again.
because that,
Bye.
you don't want to miss that.
Bye.
We love you.